What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 of my Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series. Before I show you guys the lines, first I want to give you an update on what happened last year. If you guys missed the episode, we actually didn't make the playoffs. Unfortunately, did not win the Stanley Cup or anything. We actually lost in the second round to the Pittsburgh Penguins, who went on to win the Stanley Cup. So pretty good team, pretty active summer. We did miss out on a couple big name free agents. Try to get Taylor Hall, try to get Torrey Krug. Unfortunately, kind of lowballed both of them, so it didn't end up with either. But I think we have a pretty solid team heading into this season. So first line there, you got Thomas Tatar playing with Matt Barzal, is now at 90, and Gallagher. Puljujärvi there on the second line, who's an 83 now, playing with Domi and Duran. Poling, Deneau, and Kovalchuk on the third line. Then you have Armia, Suzuki, and Lekin on the fourth line. So lots of depth. One thing I wanted was a franchise center. We got that in Barzal. Now a lot of people say it doesn't sim that well. 90 overall. I think he only had like 50 points last year. He did between us and the Islanders. So we'll see how he does this year. If it's again, only 55, 60 points, definitely gonna look to move him. Defense, we brought Subban back in a pretty big trade, so have him and Weber now on the team, which is kind of awesome. Petrie playing Martinez on the second pair, and Mete Fleury on the bottom pair. Now Price dropped from rating 86, which really sucks. Have to hope he has a really good season, bounces back up. Obviously, goalies in this game, the rating can change quite a bit just based on how good of a season they have. So Price I didn't think was that bad, so dropping 5 seemed a bit drastic, but if you can drop 5, you can go up 5. Again, has to have a good year. Brossois there backing him up. Special teams show you guys the power play quick. Overall, I feel like it looks pretty solid. 4-man there. The 2 penalty kills. I think we have a solid team. Should be back in the playoffs. Are we a cup contender? I'm not sure. I think it had our status as contender, but not champion. We'll see what happens. In the AHL here, I got Pekka, Lundell, and Caulfield in the first line. So Caulfield I thought about calling up, but honestly, if we call him up, Armia's in the AHL. Kovalchuk's like on the fourth line. Puljujärvi's on the third line, because we don't want to have Caulfield in the top 6, and it just didn't seem worth it. I'd rather him just tear up the AHL for another year. If he does, become an 80, 82 during the season, definitely will make that call up. Lundell, first line center. Hopefully he can grow for us. The rest of the guys here, Hudon's not too bad. Most of them, though, probably never make the NHL team. Juleson here, though, is an 80 in the AHL, so if we do trade defenseman, we can call him up. Beaudoin, really hoping he can grow. He's a 75 right now. Goaltending-wise, of course, Premier's still the starter. Only went up 1 last year to a 76, so we'll see what happens with the AHL team. They should also be in the playoffs again, I think. They're pretty solid. Also show you guys the captaincy here. So because we traded back for Subban, I figured I had to give him a letter. You can see Gallagher's still running A, Subban's running the other A, and then Weber is still the captain. So like I was saying, pretty excited to see how this team does. Playoffs is definitely, I'm expecting playoffs. Stanley Cup, maybe, but for sure playoffs. So 94 offense, 92 defense, 85 goaltending. Again, if Price gets back into form, we've got 90 in all 3 categories. So we'll start the sim here and see what happens. And check this out, guys. I'm taking an early look at the draft class for 2021. And there's this created player here, Dale Clark, franchise potential of a defenseman from France. So I feel like we're doing the Montreal franchise mode. If we're not going to be a good team this year, maybe we go after him. Franchise player from France. I mean, never going to happen in real life, but that's pretty sick. Victor Hedman, similar style. He's only 6'2", though, so I'm not really sure how much he plays like Hedman, but still. And then Ratty there, the second pick. Him and Lundell together would be kind of cool. Sillinger, Joshua Waugh there. I'm trying to think who else is supposed to be good. Lambos here. 2021's not the greatest. Hughes does have medium elite. Wallstedt's a franchise goalie. 2022 is definitely a better draft, but with that franchise D-man from France, I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool if we can get him. I just got an offer here from Vegas for Max Domi and Bednar, medium starter goalie. Want to give us Stevenson, unsigned. I think he's like an 84. For some reason, he always grows. Mike Green, a 3rd and a 5th. Just does not seem like a great trade offer at all, so definitely going to decline this one. Nothing in December here, guys. We're currently 3rd place in the division with 46 points. Playing pretty well, 22, 14, and 2. Obviously, we'd like to be high on the standings, but, can't complain with 3rd in the Atlantic. It's a pretty stacked division. Duran, they're having a really good year, 35 points in 38 games. As you can see there, 1 point back the Leafs, but we actually have 2 games in hand. Lightning there, 5 points ahead. Lightning, of course, they're stacked. Senators actually in the wildcard spot, so I'll keep saving up here to the deadline. I think we only have like 4 picks in 2021, so if we do want to make a move, we'll probably have to involve prospects or something. And right here, Chicago's offering us Andrew Shaw for Bednar, 3rd and a 6th. Again, Shaw was actually on the Montreal Canadiens before, and I feel like we have enough forward depth here. Really no reason to make this trade. And this is an interesting trade. Nashville sends Ekholm and a 3rd round pick to Detroit for a 2nd and a 3rd, so I guess Nashville's, just starting to rebuild. I think they missed the playoffs last year, and I did see actually Ryan Ellis was on the trade block, and he had a lot of value, 88 overall, pretty good contract, and I guess Detroit squeaked in the playoffs last year. I think, I want to say I just saw, they're 2nd last in the division right now, though, so I don't know. I guess they're trying to turn things around. I'm assuming that's Kevin Miller, not Condre Miller. Josh Levo for a 3rd, a 3rd. Again, we have enough forward depth and defensive depth. No reason to give up the couple picks we do have. So about a month still till the deadline. We're actually 1st now in the division. Oh, Tampa Bay just tied us. 3rd rounder for Armia. I don't know. I think I'd rather hold on to Armia. I think he's a good fourth line forward. Achari here in a third for Primo, a third and a fifth. Achari did have back-to-back hat tricks, but other than that, I think he's not worth it. Cal Palmieri here and Carrick from the Devils for medium top six potential, Yolonen and Armia. That's not too bad, although Palmieri's only one better than Puljujarvi, so he goes on our second line. Again, I think I'm going to say no. I think if we're going to make a trade at the deadline, we're going to try and bring in somebody that's, actually a game changer. Alexiak's huge. Other than that, I don't really think does much for us. There's something to consider, though. Maybe I could, flip Martinez to them if we had a need to, save salary cap space. Again, another team trying to make an offer on Armia. Assistant GM or whatever must have put Armia on the block. And now Detroit gets LeBanc from San Jose for second or third Nemeth. I wouldn't mind that trade at all in real life. That's a pretty sick trade for Detroit. Again, they must, try to make something happen. Pavelski goes to Boston. Dallas gets a first and a second, so some moves are happening here a few weeks out from the deadline. Another third they're offered for Armia. I do want to see... the Stars are last place, so that makes sense. And they just got Eric Stahl, Jonas Brodin, Tyler Ennis, Derek Enlund. For two former first-round picks, Thomas Harley, Ty Dellandrea, 2020 first-round pick, another prospect. I don't understand that one. So just trade away Pavelski because they're last place, they're rebuilding. And then they trade away essentially 3 first-round picks for a bunch of veterans. I'm waiting for Dallas to then flip those players because that's the only way it makes sense. And look at this. Colorado gets Marc-Andre Vlasic and Patrick Nemec from San Jose for Alex Newhook, a second and a third. Pretty big price there considering Vlasic's contract. Chris Russell on waivers, definitely saying, no, I don't need that $4 million contract. Dadonov, Kreider for Domi and Primo. I was considering signing Dadonov over Domi, but I feel like Domi's younger, making less money. Also, he wants to take on Kreider's contract. That would bolster our forward group, but I'm going to say no. I think there's just better stuff out there. And so at the deadline now, we're 35, 19, and 8. First place in the Atlantic Division. Playing really well, as you can see. We had a solid, January, February there. Definitely want to try and add to this team because we look like we could definitely be a cup contender. Shea Weber is the leading scorer on this team, though. That is surprising. 57 points, 62 games, mostly assists. I don't know how, Barzell, Durant, Gallagher, Tatar, one of those guys does not have more points than him, but I mean, I definitely can't complain. Shea Weber signed for 7 more years, so if he keeps playing well, obviously that's good for us. And yeah, we're first in the division there, 78. Bruins back by 3 at 75. So right here, guys, making Ottawa, huge offer for Dadonov, obviously a solid top 6 winger. 31 years old, 86 overall, currently has 19 goals and 23 assists. $5.8 million for 1 more year. I think retaining 50%. We don't have to do that, but obviously just gives us more options here at the deadline if we have some more money. Offering up Puljujarvi, $3.7 million for 2 more years. Currently only has 8 goals, 13 assists. Playing on our second line. That's not really good enough. I'd rather just get rid of that cat for next year. Plus they want him. Bednar, decent medium starter goalie, but we have Primo, we don't really need him. And Detroit third round pick, which I think we got for nothing last season. So value's pretty equal. I think this should go through. And there we go. I think that's an awesome trade for us. Also, guys, want to give you an update on a couple AHL players. Before I do that, though, somehow Subban's trade value is higher than Barzell's as an 87 overall D-man making $9 million at 31 years old. I don't get that one, but Caulfield here up to an 80 overall, having an unreal year in the AHL right now. At the deadline, 30 goals, 32 assists. He actually just shoots the puck so much. 264 shots. You can see last year at 333. Compare that to Lundell, who's actually all the way up to a 77. So he's grown by 7 in 5 months. 19 goals, 22 assists isn't too bad. And he's got 109. So Caulfield's shooting 2.5 times more. But both those guys playing on the top line look to be, NHL ready hopefully for next season. And next year, guys, trying to make another big trade with Minnesota Wild for Ryan Suter. So we actually kind of reunite Suter and Weber. Currently making 7.5, which is a bit too much. So I have him retaining $2 million. I feel like that's fair because it is 5 more years. Kind of similar to the Kessel trade. 88 overall right now at 36. I have a feeling he'll go down in rating, but even if he goes down to 85, I think with his really good defensive stats at $5.5 million, he's still not a bad player. Martinez basically just there for the salary, making $4 million. Definitely an upgrade for right now and hopefully the future. Yolonen, decent, medium top 6-4 potential prospect. Evans is in the AHL. He's just an okay player, but they want him, so hopefully kind of sweetens the pot for them. Then a third round pick, 2022. The value's on our side, but they're retaining the money. Might have to still give up a bit more. Let's see what the Wild say here. And trades rejected. Don't want to keep the salary. And next year, guys, trying to get a big trade for Cam Fowler on the Anaheim Ducks. Obviously, very solid defenseman. 85 overall. Currently has 31 points. Really good offensive stats. Making 6.5 for 6 more years, which isn't too bad for an 85. He's actually gone up in rating. Makes his contract a bit better. Offering Martinez, expiring deal, 82 overall. So basically upgrading him. And we're giving a medium elite goalie to do it, Andreoff. But we have Preem. We don't really need him. Plus, Martinez, we weren't going to resign. Fowler really gives us a solid top 4 with Subban, Weber, Petrie, Fowler. A couple of young guys in the bottom pair. I feel like with this, with Price and net, adding Dadonov, we are a solid team throughout. So I think it's worth it. See what the Ducks say. The value looks pretty equal. Trades accepted. All right. I think we're going to be a good team. You can see in the bottom there, team status has actually changed from contender to champion. We'll see if that holds true. So after the trade deadline, guys, just an updated look at the team. Like I was saying, I think we're really solid throughout. I kept the first line together as we're getting +1. It makes the second line even better with Dadonov, Domi, Durant also getting a +1. I think the bottom 6 there stayed the same, so they should be good. Defense here, like I was saying, I really like our top 4 now. Subban, Weber, Petrie, and Fowler. Mete, Fleury on the bottom pair. Of course, Price is still in net. I think the power play switched up a bit. I got actually Cam Fowler on the first unit just because he has such good passing there. Playing with Kovalchuk, who's got the 6th shot. Also got Weber and Subban on the back end for the second unit. So honestly, 2 really good power play units. I don't know. Like Stanley Cup, if Price plays well, I feel like we have a shot. So at the end of the season now, guys, they 48, 26, and 8 record. So really good season. Was at 104 points, I think. First place in the Atlantic Division. Again, I think we actually could win the Stanley Cup. Lightning there finished second with 97, so we made a huge run kind of second half of the year. And Weber did finish first on the team in points, 75 in 82 games. A lot of people are saying, trade Weber soon before he gets back because he's got a terrible contract, $7 million, I think, for 7 more years. But leading the team in points, he might go up to like a 90 next year at 35, which would be kind of ridiculous. Duran there, really good year. He's playing second line winger. I think he's first power play unit though, 73 points. Barzal 71, so we actually did do a lot better. I was saying, if you put up 50 again, I was going to trade him, but 71's not bad. Even with the high scoring engine, like you compare it to everyone else, it's not bad. Subban as well at 71, so that top defensive unit. I could see Subban going up in rating, so who knew, Weber and Subban, that's the combo. Gallagher not bad there, same with Domi. Dadonov 1 shy of 60. I'm assuming most of those minuses were on Ottawa. Tatar 50, same with Deneau, so 83, could maybe get a little bit of boost. Kovalchuk 43, not too bad. He does have 1 year left on his deal, so hopefully it doesn't drop. Suzuki 38, same with Fowler. Honestly, looking through here, I'm pretty happy with how everyone played. Now, Carey Price, 39-22, 7 OT losses, 7 shutouts is a lot, a .902 and a 2.88. So, like, the stats don't look the best, but again, high, scoring engine. I feel like it's not too bad. Brossois' stats as a backup are worse. A lot of times the backup's better, so at least that's good to see. Price doing better than him. AHL here. Caulfield's an animal, 35 goals, 37 assists, 72 points. Now, I think he did have 50 goals last year. Yeah, he did. So a bit more of a all-around player. He actually had 37 assists this time. Last year, he only had 18. He was only shooting the puck, but he's still a beast. Houdon 60. Lundell there 49. Already 77. I think, for sure he'll grow again in the summer. And next year, we're just going to check and see who's led the entire league in points. McKinnon only had 103. That's actually pretty surprising. High, scoring engine. Only 2 guys with 100-plus points. So, I don't know. That's strange. Maybe just teams are rolling 4 lines or something. And Raquel actually is the other guy. I didn't even notice that at first. With 100 points. Wow, he went off. Definitely probably going to grow from the 85. Eichel there, Marner, David, Wheeler, Panarin. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's the normal guys, but last time I think we had like 7+ with 100. Only 2 here. Very strange. Next year, just want to take a look at the standings. So of course, we won the division. Looks like we actually won the conference. Maybe Presidents with 104. Oh, wow. 104 doesn't really seem like enough usually to win the Presidents, but we pulled it off, so that's pretty cool. Bringing home a trophy already. Colorado there wins the West, or most likely they and Edmonton actually both have a game left. Winner will win the West. So looking here, most of the teams you'd expect, really no crazy surprises. I guess New York Rangers, Buffalo squeaking in. Dallas is the 18th seed gets in. That sucks for Philly and Toronto. And who's going to be last in the entire NHL? I feel like looking at the plus minus, I was going to say Ottawa. They're actually, 3rd last there. And last in the league is Nashville, 75 points. We did see the rebuilding. Detroit also there. I guess Ottawa's actually 4th last. Vancouver slides down there to 76, a bit surprising. So, a really good regular season. Led by the captain there, Shea Weber, most points on the team from a defensive defenseman who has a huge shot though. So maybe this will work out well in the playoffs because they're scoring on every single line. It's gonna be tough to match up with us. See here, the Rangers in the first round. I'm pretty sure this was the Eastern Conference Final the year the Rangers made the Stanley Cup Final. So maybe we have a chance to kind of get back at them here. And check this out, guys. Look at the Rangers lines here. Panarin's now at 93. Zibanejad at 89. So both those guys just tearing it up. I know Panarin was like, 95 points. Kako there, 85. The rest of the team pretty much the same. Chilson 84. Hoffman there they traded for. They also got Goudreau, Nosen. Defensively, I think that's pretty much their top 6. Shea and Trouba, 285. So we definitely have a much better defense. And then goaltending, Lundqvist there still the starter and still an 86. Georgiev there, pretty good backup, 83. I know in real life there's actually a lot of talk they're going to buy out Lundqvist this summer just because they have a 3-goalie carousel with him, Georgiev, and Shesterkin, so might as well give the 2 young guys more play time, especially since Lundqvist with his contract pretty much untradeable, so definitely interesting to see what they do. But moving on now, guys, to the first round, New York Rangers, Montreal. This should be a good series. Hopefully can get by them here. I think, last year we lost the eventual Stanley Cup champs and Penguins. I'm pretty happy with this team so far this year. And there we go. Tatar, Petrie, first period. Another one from Duran. And nothing in the third. 3-0 win. Price with a shutout. Love that first game. And the second game here, first period. We're actually down by 1. Panarin and Strome for them. Armia for us. Huge second period, though. Weber, Tatar, Armia, Danov. Again, just so much depth on this team. Look at the third. Duran, Domi, Barzal, Kovalchuk. I think, is that all different guys? Weber, Tatar, Armia, Danov. Yeah, that's... And who got the score in the first? Armia. Okay, so we had 8 different goal scorers in this game. We went 9-2. That's insane. I remember, too, I think it was Canada-Sweden gold medal game 2014. Everyone was saying, Price versus Lundqvist. A king versus a god. That's kind of what we got right now because we are going off 9-2, 3-0. I am just loving this. Hopefully we can keep this up in New York, playing in Madison Square Garden. Nothing in the first. Second period, they get one from Chittle. Come on, big third. There we go. Danov, Calgary answer back. The boys are playing unreal right now. So one more game here. Close out the first round. Would love to not even have to, worry about Game 5, Game 6, Game 7. Looking at the other series, looks like Colorado's up 3-0 as well on Dallas, who obviously made the weird trade. They got rid of Pavelski, but then they gave up all their prospects and picks to bring some guys in. So game number 4. Nothing in the first. There we go, 1-1. No sin for them. Armia for us. Third period now. Close. So we lose that one 2-1. I mean, if you're going to lose a game, might as well lose it by 1 goal. So hopefully I can come back to Montreal and close this thing out. Just, basically giving the fans an extra home game here. The loyal fans in Montreal. So here we go. Game number 5. First period. And we're up 2-1. Poling and Domi. Vucinovic for them. Second period. They get one from Nosen, who's fourth line guy. Is playing pretty well for them. So 2-2. We need a hero in the third. Wow. Kovalchuk gets one. Nosen gets another one. Going to OT now. We need an OT hero. Going to OT 2. There we go. Barzal. First line center. Gets it done. Looks like the little rebound out front of the net will take it. Moving on to round 2. And the second round, guys, we're going to see Tampa Bay Lightning. This is going to be a tough matchup. Definitely the best team on paper. It really doesn't look like they've changed the team at all, though. I'm not seeing any new names being brought in. If anything, got a little bit worse, actually. They lost some guys. Defensively there, they got this Thomas guy who's only 74 playing, opposed to, Luke Shen or Ruda. So I'm not really sure what they're doing. Vasilevsky. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like they just got slightly worse, and that's about it. They haven't brought anyone in or anything. Where I think we've gotten a lot better. So I think we have a decent chance here. Domi there, 77 points, 5 games, current playoff scoring leader. Hopefully I can keep up the good play we had against the Rangers. Also AHL teams actually in the playoffs, and they beat the Rochester Americans there first round, 3-2. Next up the Belleville Senators. So Tampa Bay though, semifinals. See what we can do here. First game, first period. Not a good start. Points, Stamkos, Palat. Oh my god. What is happening?
Are you serious?
Kaloran got 2, so him and Palat each have 2. And, wow. 9-1. We don't get shut out. We don't let them put a 10 spot up on us, the double digits. But, other than that, about as bad a game as you can have. And that was at home. First game of the series. I'm not sure what happened there. 9-1 loss. Maybe they heard me saying how, they've just gotten a little bit worse. There we go, though. 1-1. Armia Palat. Jeez, Tampa's got our number. 4-1. Oh my god. Barzal. Kovalchuk gets 2. Mete. What an answer back. We actually outshot them there 42-29. I thought we were just done. Going to go down 2-0. Heading to Tampa. And, we're going to have to pull something off crazy. But that was a huge comeback. Ties the series at 1. If we can at least take 1 game here in Tampa, I think, we're looking pretty solid. So third game's 1-1, Kovalchuk, Johnson. Nothing in the second. Going to OT. Is that Johnson? Oh no, Kucherov, who I think I saw was a 94 overall now. So Kucherov, Panarin, they both, grew slightly, as I believe they were 92s or 93s. But a 2-1 OT loss. It's a close game either way. Again, if we can just take 1 game here in Tampa, we'll be sitting pretty fine. So game 4 now, first period. Down 2, Sergeyev, Johnson. Serge, of course, the old Canadian, maybe wants, I don't know, some vengeance. McDonough, Gord, and Palat. This is going to be tough to come back from. Down 5-0 here, going to the third. We get 2. Gallagher, Domi. They make an effort. Unfortunately, not enough. So, down 3-1 here to Tampa. I thought this team had the potential to win the Cup, but this Tampa team is tough. Like, that 9-1 win, I don't know. That's going to be tough to come back from, but maybe we can win 3 straight here. So, at home, let's make up for that first game. There we go. Durant, Tatar, Weber, Palat, who's playing really well for Tampa. We're up 3-1. 2 more there. Domi, Dadonov. We hold on. Mete gets a 6th. Okay, so within striking distance, 3-2 series. We can take that in Tampa. I like our chances heading home to Montreal for Game 7. And here we go, guys. Game number 6 in Tampa, of course. Have yet to win in Tampa, so maybe this will change here. 1-1 to Noah McDonough, second period. There we go. Durant, Kovalchuk. Hold on, boys. Nothing in the third. 38 shots to 33. I thought for some reason it said 15 for a second, but no, that was pretty close. Price just had a really good game. So, like I was saying, Game 7, head home to Montreal. I like our chances here. Looks like Colorado and Calgary is the Western Conference. A final matchup, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. Game 7, Montreal, Tampa, at home. There we go. Durant comes up big, 1 goal. Who's that? Johnson for them. All right, we're just going to resume here. Someone was asking just to build the suspense. Oh, Tatar, let's go. Big games, basically Game 7s or whatever. Don't just sim the whole period. Let it run kind of thing. Power play. 5-on-3 as well. How do we not convert on a 5-on-3? All right, hopefully we can hold on here. Less than half the period. We have another power play. Boys, we got to work that power play. 5 minutes left. 3, 2, 1.5, 40 seconds. And there we go. We hold on to the 2-1 win. What a comeback. Down 3-1 to the Lightning. Pull off in 7 games. Moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. We'd love to see that. And next up, guys, in the conference final, we're up against the Carolina Hurricanes. Pretty solid first line there. Teravainen, Aho, Svechnikov. Obviously, Aho, almost a Montreal Canadian, so that's probably would be the storyline if this actually happened in real life. Niederreiter, Nikas, Fogle. So, I mean, looking at it here, they got a decent amount of depth. Aho, for sure, their Barzell. He's a little bit better, 92 overall. Svechnikov's a very good player, too. They signed Pietrangelo, totally forgot about that. Pesci, Slavin, Hamilton, Sekera, Gardner. Actually reminds me, I think Dallas signed Hall to a 1-year deal, and I think they got swept the first round of the playoffs, so Hall should have came with us. Mrazek's their starter, though, 84, a little bit worse than Price. Reimer, okay backup, 81. So they're another team who, I guess the signing of Pietrangelo, that's their big move. Other than that, have not changed at all over the last, season and a half here. So, or actually 2 seasons, really. Looking at Domi there, 12 points, 12 games, current playoff leader, as well actually our AHL team. They're moving on as well to the Eastern Conference Final, or I think they're in the East, and they're up against the Providence Bruins there. So let's see if both teams, can make finals. That'd be pretty sick. Game 1, of course, at home, President's Trophy. We have home ice advantage whole way through. First period here, no scores. Second period, okay, it's going to be all red, so I'm going to have to actually look at it. 2-2, Fowler, Niederreiter, Domi, Pietrangelo, and 3-3, Gallagher, Hamilton, OT Hero, OT2. I don't know who's that going to be. Oh, Nikas, 4-3. I try to not even look at the score and just look at the side. I feel like it's a bit cooler because it's red. You don't really know until you see the player. So a 4-3 OT loss game 1. I mean, you don't like to lose, but if you're going to lose in double OT, I mean, it tells you we played them close. So hopefully we can at least take 1 here at home, make it a 1-1 series. And up 3-1, I like that. Dadonov 2, Dano 1. Martinick for them, Poline for us. Or Paline. People are saying I was saying his name wrong. I think I did it 4 times already this episode. It's Paline, not Poline. I just remembered for some reason. And Barzell and Aho each score there in the third, so we hold on. Paline. I don't know why it's pronounced that way. When you look at it, it doesn't really make sense, or yeah, it doesn't really make sense, but whatever. So 1-1 series now, going to Carolina. If we can take both, that'd be amazing. Go up 3-1, head home, win it in 5. See what happens here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 6 goals in the first period. Carolina gets 4. We get 2 from Fleury, Kovalchuk. Still anyone's game. They got 4 goals on 7 shots. And Price is in for all of those. I feel like he should get pulled. So down 7-2, and they're still scoring on Carey Price. How do you not throw in Brossoit? And we lose 8-4. Brossoit finally got thrown in there for the 8th goal, but 4 goals on 7 shots. I feel like they should have made a goalie change a bit earlier than that, but what are you gonna do? I think, like I was showing you guys last time, our coach is pretty decent. I mean, I think we've honestly been playing pretty well. We're down 2-1 here, Eastern Conference Final. Can't really complain. Hopefully we can tie it up 2-2 here. 3-0 lead. There we go. Kovalchuk gets 2, Durant with 1. And they get 2, so hopefully they can hold on to the third. We're getting outshot pretty bad. And there we go. Domi and Gallagher each score. So 5-2 win. 2-2 series, heading back to Montreal. This is a pivotal game. We need to, get the lead here in Game 5. Otherwise, playing catch-up in the last 2 games. I think what we do, OT loss and a win at home last 2 games. I think we can definitely pull this off. I see Calgary there beating Colorado, Western Conference Finals. Here we go, game 5. Nothing in the first. Second period, they get 1 from Aho. We just need 1 goal, boys. Come on. Wow. Mrazek shuts us out at home. And we lose 1-0. That's a bit of a heartbreaker. Last time playing Carolina, though, we won 5-2. Hopefully, can keep that energy going here. Big game 6. They literally do or die. We got to win this to make the cup final. Dano gets 1. There we go, boys. Dadonov, Fleury, Domi. Come on, hold on. Nothing crazy. There we go, 5-3. They do get a couple from Anisimov and Soderberg. I didn't even notice Anisimov, either of those guys on the team. So they have a couple new players. How did I not notice either of those guys? And the Barzell scores for us. So 5-3 win. We're going to game 7. 3-3 series. Quick look at the AHL team. How are they doing? They got knocked out in 4. They got swept. Okay, so let's find some justice here for the AHL team. Move on to Stanley Cup Final. Game 7. Please. For all the Montreal faithful. At home. 2-2. Big first period. They get Fogle, Dzingel. We get Lekin and Kovalchuk. Second period. Dzingel again. Please answer back in the third. We're out shooting them. We need a big third period. Yo, let's go. I wasn't sure what happened because I saw that. Oh my god. Tatar, Gallagher, Domi, 5-3. Looks like Tatar puts in an empty netter. What a comeback, game 7. This team is literally comeback king so far this playoff series. That's insane. Back-to-back there. Tampa and Carolina. 12-7 in the playoffs. And we have the Calgary Flames here in the Stanley Cup Final. This should be fun. All Canadian Stanley Cup. Little East Coast, West Coast. I guess clearly, Eastern Conference versus Western Conference. But take a look here at their lines. I'm assuming, I think Calgary doesn't have that much cap space, so it's probably going to be more or less what it is right now. Yeah, Gaudreau, Monahan, Lindholm, Mangiapane, Backlund, Kachuk. I would definitely throw Kachuk on the first line opposed to Lindholm. Bottom 6 there is all right. Dubé's up to an 80. But yeah, they haven't brought in anyone new. Maybe Jimmy Hayes, I guess. Giordano, Hanifin up to an 88. That's huge. Anderson, Brody. Tays actually traded for, brought in. Valmack is an 82. Riddick 84. Kincaid, I don't care. He's a 78. That's a bad backup. So if we can light up Riddick a bit and they have to throw the backup in, we're in a good spot. And honestly, I like our offense a lot better. I think our defense is about even, and our goaltending I like a lot better as well. So what was it? Domi there, point per game, 19 and 19. I think I saw. Calgary Flames. We have the home ice advantage. I feel good. I feel good here in year 2, but anything can happen. Come on, first period. We're up 2. Duran, Gallagher. We're up 3. Dadonov. There we go. Domi, 4-0. Price gets the shutout. I like Price getting a shutout in the first game. Get his confidence up. Hopefully, he can keep that same mentality throughout this series. Game number 2 now. Please, boys. Let's keep playing. We're like, I think this is meant to be. 2-1, Gallagher, Duran. They get Gaudreau. Oh, wow. Kachuk answers, so we're tied up. Come on, third period. Going to OT. The captain, Shea Weber. Looks like we have a clapper there on Riddick. So, take both first 2 games at home. That's awesome. 2-0 series lead now. Just have to win 2 of the next 5. I mean, come on. 2 of the next 5 is so doable. If we can win 1 game in Calgary, we are in a good spot. Nothing in the first period there, game 3 or the second. So defensive game, or actually I think just a goaltending game. A lot of shots there. And Cale Fleury, the hero of game 3, gets a goal, third period. We're up 3-0 now in the Calgary Flames. Have to win 1 of the next 4 games. Stanley Cup champions. This is the first Stanley Cup in Montreal since 94, I want to say. I'm pretty sure it was the year I was born, which was 94. Let's see what happens here. So there were 3-0 on the Stanley Cup final. First period. Up 2-0. Kovalchuk with both. That's awesome. Second period. Domi gets 1. Gaudreau gets 1. So obviously, we're going to resume. And we're going to turn it up here. 3-1 series lead. Game 4 Stanley Cup final. A chance to clinch. Become Stanley Cup champions. It'd be so amazing. Especially with Subban back on the team, playing with Weber. Tatar, 4-1. This team is destined. The 2 back-to-back Game 7 comebacks, Tampa then Carolina. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright, 35 seconds. Not going to risk it. We're going in there. Look at that. 95 offense, 91 defense. 85 goaltending. That's somehow gone down, but Montreal Canadiens are going to be Stanley Cup champions once again. Alright guys, so I actually scored a goal there. Playing on Superstar with Paline. Pretty sick goal, actually. A little between the leg action. I didn't realize it kind of was not near my mic, so I had to record it late. He actually, Paling just got the hat trick. Game 4 Stanley Cup Final. What a game. This is actually in Calgary, so unfortunately I don't get to win it in Montreal, but I feel like a lot of Montreal with, like, you know, Game 4 Stanley Cup on the line, I feel like a bunch of Montreal fans would be traveling to Calgary for sure. Look at that, they're getting the cup ready for us. Love to see that. That was a close one. Oh, and they actually do get one there, but 5-2, 20 seconds to go. I think we'll be okay. Here we go, guys. 5 seconds left. Hold the puck on the boards. Max Domi's got it. And there we go. Montreal Canadiens, Stanley Cup champions once again. Feels good. And honestly, like, most of this core, I feel like, was already here. We definitely, you know, brought in some big pieces, though. Subban, of course, probably the biggest one, or Matt Barzal, I guess, would be the biggest one. Dadonov, Fowler, this deadline. Some of the young players, of course, growing, but I feel like, you know, most of the pieces are here. Price went down in rating, and still, you know, we got it done. So he better go up in rating after this, you know, winning a Stanley Cup. I'm curious to see his playoff numbers, as well as Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Start of the series, it was Domi leading the team in points, but we don't know, you know, how good Price's numbers were. A lot of shutouts, a lot of low goal games. So right now, if I'm guessing, I'm thinking either Price or Domi. But yeah, I can't believe it. I'm a little bit shocked, honestly. We got it done in the second year, because Detroit, if you guys missed that series, 10 years. We had more stacked teams than this, and we didn't win a single Stanley Cup. So I can't believe we actually, you know, got it done here in the second year. Hopefully, you can win, you know, 1 or 2 more. That'd be pretty awesome. I feel like most of this core is under contract. Most of this core is no more than late 20s, early 30s. Weber, of course, would be an exception. Price, I think he's like 32 right now. But like, I think we have, you know, the guys that we can come back here and hopefully compete again. And Max Domi does win the Conn Smythe, so hopefully it shows his point total. What do you have? 10 points in the series, I think it showed. 10 points in 4 games in the series, I think. So he'd had 39 points in like 23 playoff games. That's pretty good. And I got the Stanley Cup ready for us now. Shea Weber going out there to get it. I love how, like, you know, Shea Weber's wearing the C, but we also have Subban on the team. It's just pretty awesome, I think. I saw Gallagher wearing the A. I feel like I said, I'm not positive, but I think he's the current, you know, longest tenured Montreal Canadian. So that's awesome to see. And there you go. Weber hoisting the Stanley Cup. Carey Price. Who's he going to give it to first? Kovalchuk? Is that Lehkonen? There's no way he gives it to Lehkonen. It would have to go to Kovalchuk, 100%. Armia, that's actually who gave it to. Okay. Whose beard does not match the rest of his hair at all. But fourth line forward, for some reason, always gets it first. And after Armia, they give it to Cale Fleury. Are you kidding me? I was really hoping they give it to Kovalchuk, because that'd be pretty awesome to see him lift the cup. Next year, finally, gives it to Carey Price. Now, this is a sight I'm not sure if I'll ever actually see in real life. Just because, you know, the team in front of him, with his age and stuff, by the time they are a contender, will he be too old? Kind of like the Lundqvist situation in the Rangers. I don't know, but pretty cool there seeing Price hoist it. Look at that. You got Weber and Subban side by side with the Stanley Cup. That's a great pick. Barzal there, Price. You can see Gallagher, Tatar. Just a great group of boys to win the cup. Love it. And speaking of Kovalchuk, guys, he was actually first star of the game there. 2 goals and an assist. I thought Paling had a hat trick in the game, but he actually had 3 goals in the playoffs. That's what it was. I was a little bit confused there, but either way, we're a Stanley Cup champion. And the day after the Stanley Cup, guys, the Florida Panthers fire their head coach. So I guess they're just waiting for, you know, the playoffs to be over, which is kind of weird. And look at that. Providence Bruins actually won the Calder Cup. So the AHL team lost the eventual winner. That seems to be a theme here in these franchise modes. And Nashville there picks first overall. I still want to get that first overall pick, get that French defenseman, franchise potential. Can we pull off another blockbuster with Nashville like we did to get, or like I guess Montreal did, Bergevin to get Weber? That'd be pretty sick. Devils there jump up to 2. Detroit actually falls to 3. And Detroit gets 6th with the LA pick. I have no idea what trade they made. I saw that they had Toffoli. So what a great return, getting 6th overall. And next year, guys, we're going to take a look at the retired players. Curious to see if maybe Kovalchuk retired, you know, going away with the Stanley Cup. Zetterberg finally retires. His contract's over. The good guy, though, he waited until the contract was up. Back is there. Kessler, I believe he still has 1 year left. I think Back actually has years left, too. Same with Zajac. But I guess if they signed before 35, it wouldn't matter. Seabrook there. So lots of bad contracts retiring. So good for some teams. MacArthur, Daly. Does not look like Kovalchuk retired because he would have been at the top for sure, I think, in terms of points. David Clarkson there. So no one too crazy. Take a look at the goalies. Corey Schneider does retire. 75 overall. I mean, he was buried in the AHL, so that makes sense. And look at this, guys. Justin Pogge's also calling it quits. 35 years old. I didn't even realize he was in the game. Look at that stash. I remember he was supposed to be like the next big thing for Toronto goaltending. I think he was on the Canada World Junior team. Might have won like a World Junior title with them, but Never really turned into anything. And look at that, Zetterberg's actually a scout, so definitely going to try and get him if he's an amateur scout. And I almost forgot, guys, before we get to the draft, we first had to look at the awards. As you can see, Domi finished with 26 points in 23 playoff games, which is awesome to see. Now, he was on a one-year deal, so he's probably going to want a big raise, but he was asking for $7 million before, which is already like too much. Can't see him asking for more than that. You can see, obviously, our road, Calgary, 7-game series with Edmonton, Battle Alberta. That'd be awesome to see. I'm hoping that's, what we see in real life. Arizona in 5, Colorado in 7. That's probably another really good series. And, of course, we swept them. And then the AHL here, Providence took out Checkers, Phantoms, swept us. Wow, they actually, and then best 7 there with the Condors, but only lost 1 game in the East in the playoffs. That's pretty nuts. So next you'll take a look at the awards. Obviously, you got the Stanley Cup, you got the Presidents, you got the Prince of Wales, so pretty good in terms of team hardware. Player awards, though, probably none. McKinnon there gets the Art Ross, as well as the Hart. Shea Weber did get the James Norris. That's awesome. I mean, he did have 75 points, our team in points. That's pretty crazy, too, at his age, like 35 or whatever. McKinnon, Lady Bing. Wisniewski, created player, gets the call there for Detroit. Good for them. Domi, of course, got the Conn Smythe, Fleury, Vezina, as well as the William Jennings. Hamonic, Masterton. Spencer there, Vegas coach, gets the Jack Adams. Kopitar with the Selke, kind of a change-up from Ryan O'Reilly. McKinnon also got Ted Lindsay, and then Liney there, Maurice Richard. I didn't even realize he won that. So AHL here, Providence, of course, we know, won the Calder Cup. I think, did we win anything? We did not, but that's alright. Individual awards, Grimaldi there at most points, MVP. Newhook, most goals, and he got traded as well. I thought Coughlin might have had it, but he didn't, he was more of an all-around player, he got some assists. Holtz there, outstanding rookie. Marincin, best defenseman. McIntyre, best goalie. Neuvirthel got MVP there for Providence. Was he on the same? Oh, no, okay. Jokinen, sportsmanship, still playing. Pullman, community involvement. Frank Hughes, lowest goals against. Again, not sure why he signed the Arizona Coyotes. We made him an offer, and he just played in the AHL all year, so. I hope he likes having his name on the Harry Holmes Award opposed to his name on the Stanley Cup, because that's literally what happened. And so throughout the draft here, guys, and like I was saying, I really want to try and trade for first overall and get that French defenseman. We have 3 minutes to try and make something happen in Nashville. I'm willing to, make a big trade here. Now that value is insane. Do we give up Barzell? I feel like that'd be ridiculous. Subban there, I was right. He went up in ratings, down 89. Same with Weber. So I think Weber was an 88. Subban was an 87. Both to 89. I'm surprised actually Weber went up by 1 and Subban 2, considering Weber won the Norris, had more points. But either way, I'm happy because it just makes, both their contracts better. Subban there, of course, 2 more years. Weber 6. Durant, Domi. I'm trying to think, do we get Caulfield, Lundell? Who do we give up here for this defenseman? I'm willing to do a huge thing. Also, really quickly, I want to see Price. Same rating. Come on. How's he not gone up at all? But it's going to have to take one of our big boys. It's going to have to take Subban, Barzell, Caulfield, or Lundell, plus extra. Weber there is not going to get it done. Durant, Domi, the same thing. I feel like Subban, it could be worth it. He's got 1 year left at $9 million. It's a lot of money. Expiring deal. Subban came home, won a cup. Lundell, though, as well. We have Barzell. What do you have? 52 points. He's got insane hands, decent shot. Kind of slow, though. If we are winning now, we want to trade Lundell. I'm thinking Lundell. I can't believe I'm doing this, but Lundell and then, honestly, Fleury. Just because that defenseman will take his spot. And if you look at it here, too. We kind of need Juleson to come up because Fleury's going to need a new contract. And I don't really know if we have the money to do it. So, Mete, Juleson on the bottom pair behind those top 4. I think we're okay. So, huge offer here. But we're getting a franchise defenseman. Lundell, Fleury. Let's see what they say. We have to come up with a big offer. Come out swinging. Trades accepted. Okay, so I'm still not sure if that was the right deal. But a franchise potential French defenseman. I think we had to do it. And now, after winning the Stanley Cup, we're picking first overall. Also to the time limit, we only had so much time there. Doesn't really have the most French name, Dale Clark, but please be high rated, at least an 80. 78. I mean, we'll take it. He's franchise potential. I think, that's a sick pick. Lundell was a 77. He's already 1 higher and a year younger with the franchise potential. And again, takes over for Fleury. I'm happy with that. Hopefully, it pays off in the long run. Our next pick here, guys, is number 8 in the 3rd round. I figured I'd look at the rest of the first, though. Ratty, 75 high elite, so he's a good player, but he's no Clark. Sillinger, 78 medium elite. Wow, so he grows quite a bit. I did improve his rating because, he's supposed to be one of the top players 2021. After that, a couple high top 6s. Farrell, 73 medium elite. Rabada. Again, 2021's really not that great. Hughes never gets a high rating, but medium elite potential usually turns out to be like a mid to high 80, depending on how he grows. Lambos, everyone says doesn't grow too great, but Medium league defenseman nevertheless. Wallstedt, franchise goalie for the Islanders. You know, they got a lot of goalies there, but yeah, 2021's not bad, but compared to 2020, which is stacked, and then 2022, which is stacked, it's just okay. Although compared to like a lot of the later drafts I see, like, you know, when you're 7, 8, 9 years into franchise, those drafts are pretty terrible. A lot of times it's just, you don't even get a franchise guy. They're just terrible. So like I was saying, third round here, I'm pretty sure there was a guy who's actually got, yeah, Korolev here, 50-50 medium elite. Our scouts like him. Make sure to tag him. I also want to try and get this Lorentz guy. Supposed to go 127. But Korolev here, please be good. 54, so he's kind of low, but he is low elite. Not too bad for a third round pick. And so you know our next pick here, guys, number 127, which is actually the scout rank for the defenseman who I highlighted. But the central scouting has him at 134, so I'm hoping he's still there. And I don't see him. Please still be there. There he is, Lorentz. So yeah, that's a bit of a risk, but low elite guaranteed like the other guy. Hopefully decent rating. 58 overall for a 5th rounder. That's not too bad at all. We actually have another 5th round pick, but I'm really not sure if there's anything left in the draft. It's not just a risk, so might just honestly do what everyone was saying and just take our 2 late picks, trade for picks next year, because yeah, a couple 50-50 low elites. I mean, maybe we'll take this Hedekin guy, 50-50 medium top 6. Other than that, though, yeah, fringe star is not even worth it. There's really nothing. So I'm going to take a chance here on this Hedekin dude. Could be medium top 6, would be a sick pick. I do hate how if you have the last pick, you have to go back to check it. Come on. And low top 6, he's an enforcer, but still, for the end of the 5th round, that's not too bad. And since we have such good trade relations with Nashville guys, offering them a 7th round pick this year and next year for their 6th next year, just because there's really no one I see. And they say yes, so I think that worked out. Also, guys, just out of curiosity, I was actually looking at Nashville. They're kind of sick, to be honest. They're definitely rebuilding, but I think they have a bright future. Drafted Byfield last year, of course, got Lundell in our trade. Still have Duchesne, Forsberg, Tolvanen, Johansson, Arvidsson. Looking at their defense as well, Yossi Ellis is a stick top pair. Fabro up to 84. They got Fleury back from us. They traded for Calfoot as well, so just thought it was kind of cool to see how they're rebuilding, and honestly look to be on their way. Goaltending wise, though, not looking too great because Rene is an 85, and he's probably going to keep dropping. He's 38 years old, but if they can find a goalie, they should be back to being a competitive team. So around the resign phase here, guys, and as you see at the bottom there, we actually have a lot more money than I expected. 24 million in cap space. The salary cap's up to 90.5, and that's because I didn't realize actually how many players on our team were on pending contracts. Now, luckily, most of them want to come back. Highest rated guy there would be Dadonov, but he was supposed to be a rental. If we lose him, yeah, he wants 7 million. He's 86. I feel like we could put that 7 million towards a better player in free agency, as long as we keep an extra 3 to make it $10 million player. Tatar, we'll see what he wants. 85. See, that's a lot more reasonable. 5.5. He's only 1 overall below. He does want to come back as well, so I feel like 5.25. He probably says yes. Petrie there does not want to come back, so that's a bit concerning because we had him penciled in our top 4, but he was making 5.5, so we can use that money to get another top 4 defenseman. He wants 5. I'll make him the offer. If he says no, then definitely look for somebody else because he is 33. Gallagher, heart and soul of this team, we definitely have to try and bring back. 6.8 though. That's pretty expensive. Actually, okay, so I guess 5 years is the sweet spot there. Actually 4 years. We'll give him what he wants though, and he does want to come back. So I think 6.5 or 5 years should get done for Gallagher. Domi doesn't want to come back. Again, like last year, we're gonna have some tough contract negotiations, so just gonna qualify him. I'm actually gonna check it here just by position, a bit easier. So looking at forwards here, trying to give us an idea of the top 12. To know as well, Paling shouldn't want a lot. 2.3 or 2.5 for 3 years. That's pretty reasonable, honestly. I think we can get away with like 2.3, and if he grows, it's a great contract. Deneau, really good two-way center for us. 4.3 for 2. I think let's do 4.1 for 2. I think that's a bit of a raise on him, but he's a solid like third line center. Had like 50 points for us, I believe. Yeah, 50 points exactly. Look at his defensive stats; they're very solid. So kind of like the perfect third line center, like I was saying. Suzuki there under contract. Caulfield should be getting the call up, I think, to the NHL this year. Armia, what's he gonna want? He's a fourth line guy for us. 1.7. Lehkonen 79. Only wants 925. That's really reasonable to be a fourth line guy. Plus he still has some chance to grow. 25. Hudon's been in the AHL, so he shouldn't want too much. 750K for 2 years. That's awesome. He was actually asking for more than that last year, for whatever reason. But could have him and Lehkonen on the fourth line, playing wing to Suzuki or whoever. So in that case, Army, I think we just let go. And I believe that's 12 forwards. So Dadonov, I think as well, we're just gonna let go right now, as I want to make sure we have money for everybody. So defensively, we'll see what Petrie says. Clark here, of course, we'll give a contract to. Worst case, He's in the AHL. Give him the max contract. First overall pick, you kind of have to. Goaltending. Brossoit needs a new deal. 700K. That's literally the minimum. And for 2 years, that's such a good contract because you're paying him like 1.5. So he's taking a 50% cut. And he's getting it to us for 2 years. Like, that's actually an awesome deal. And he was fine, I think, as a backup. So, save a bit of money there. So, we'll see what everyone says and then kind of how much money we have. Brossoit's coming back. That's awesome. Same with Paline there. Tatar. Gallagher. Deneau. Petrie rejected, wants to text free agency. Which, honestly, I kind of prefer. He's 33. He could go down in rating. Lehkonen as well comes back. Same with Houdon. Clark. So, literally everyone made an offer to accept it except for Petrie, who we didn't think was going to. So, I think now just have to sign AHL guys, and yeah, as you can see there, 9.6 million. So we have enough. We could go after a superstar. Domi though qualified. He'll be getting $4 million if he accepts that. So that puts us down to about 5.5, maybe 6 million. But still, like, you know, a decent amount of money to get a top 4 defenseman. Potentially somebody really good, especially if we were to ship out, say, Kovalchuk. I feel like we definitely move his contract. Wouldn't be the worst. We have some, you know, decent players. Caulfield coming up. Maybe somebody else like Evans or Pekka. Actually, they're not that great, but could probably just sign like a 4th line guy because I think right now Suzuki's 4th line, so it might make sense, honestly, to trade Kovalchuk, give us a bit more money. Also, guys, just went through and made contracts on all the AHL guys we want to keep. There were a few guys who were just terrible, like 70 potential defensemen or AHL or bomb 6 forwards that weren't that high rated to let go, but actually I think only 4 there. So most of the team's locked up, 33 contracts. Definitely can sign, you know, a bunch of two-way dudes who are decent in free agency. And we're now in the free agency period here, guys. We'll see who's available. Hopefully, like I was saying, stud defenseman for us to sign. Domi's actually the highest rated player, or at least highest potential. Dadonov, Tyson Barrie. I think that's who we go after. Offensive defenseman kind of gives us something. I guess we kind of have it already. Weber, Subban, Fowler, but I don't think you really have too much of it. Goligoski, Chason. I think we're considering signing Barrie last year as well. So I guess he just did a 1-year deal. Hyman, Polak is a UFA. Right hand. A bit more defensive. 91 shot block and stick check. Maybe he's the guy, actually. He's $1 million cheaper. He's a bit younger. Ooh, I kind of like Polak, to be honest. Sod, Petrie. Dougie Hamilton's available. I didn't realize that. 20 years old, only 85 overall. Good passing, puck control. He's big, obviously, 6'6", good skater. I think Polak's the guy, though, because he's the youngest. I don't know. There's some options for sure. But, yeah, there's really no superstar here, unfortunately. I'll take a look at goalies out of curiosity. And Antti Ranta's the best one. So, yeah, really not a lot of guys went to free agency. Sorokin there, 25-84 medium elite. I guess, you know, the Islanders, they got Wallstedt, so I figure they don't need Sorokin anymore, I guess. I'm not too sure, but Barrie, I think for $1 million cheaper, we go after Polak, because like I said, yeah, we have Fowler, who's offensive. Weber's got a cannon. Subban's pretty offensive, too. I think that just makes a bit more sense. So, save $1 million, Polak, 5.5 for 4. He's 26. Like, he should get better. Definitely don't want to value him. $6 million for 4 years. Kind of grow with the core. I feel like that's a good deal again. Yeah, I think Barrie. Barrie's a bit more offensive, but I still like Polak. Check two-way players next year because, yeah, there's really just not a lot of free agents, unfortunately. Cernak there, 24.77. Solon, 20 years old, 70 overall, high top 6. So a really good guy to add for free. Hopefully get him on the AHL team. Darren Helm, 34.79. 71 faceoffs. If we trade Kovalchuk, like, he could just be 4th line center. I am going to give Helm a contract here, but only 1 year. Give an extra 25K just because in case he drops. Bury the whole thing in the AHL. It's not a huge loss. Also, Trevor Moore here, 26.77, low top 9. I'm thinking just to get him in the AHL, hopefully, you know, I feel like when you have a high 70 player playing with the younger guys, helps them do better just because the high 70 is going to put up more points. Hopefully, you can kind of just let the younger players ride shotgun, also increase their point total. Nick Batan's another guy I think could do the same thing. Potentially even grow, be a 4th liner for us. And right here we have AJ Greer, 24 years old, 78 overall, medium top 9. Feels like a pretty decent player to add for center K. He could play 4th line for us, honestly. I don't think it'd be too bad. Dalcol as well, 25.79. Adding a lot of high 70s AHL team because we have a bunch of contract spots. Also, Peterson here, he's always available, 21.61. Sometimes he can get up to a high 70, low 80. So I'll make him a contract offer. The rest of the guys, Howluck also is decent. Just trying to basically have a sick AHL team here, looking at all these dudes available. And I actually had to sign a few new AHL coaches, guys. The goalie coach here says the size of your team's market's not what I'm looking for. I guess we're too big of a market. She didn't specify, but that's the only way it makes sense. Make up with a roster, are you kidding me? But I'll do my best with what I'm giving. I accept. Okay, so that's our new associate coach, not too bad. And decided to go with another team. Eagles. Okay, so This guy went to Colorado instead. He was going to be our AHL head coach. Still have to sign a couple more. And so Peterson here accepted our offer, which is really good. Again, sometimes he does grow, but not always. Still waiting to hear back, of course, from Ryan Pollock. Helm accepts. I think he'll definitely have a good shot being a fourth-line center for us. Howluck accepts as well. So we have lots of options. Same goes for Moore there. Dalcall, Greerix, or appreciate your just decided to go with Wilkes-Barre. That's okay. Patan accepts though. So again, yeah, that defenseman there. I feel like our AHL team is going to be pretty solid. First round pick for Dremelson. I'm okay. I'm hopefully we get Pollock here for free. And we do get Pollock. There we go. Gave me an extra 500k. That's all it took. So, honestly, I don't even think we have to trade Kovalchuk now. But I still might. We have $5 million in cap space. And we're going to have to get Domi back. I'd like to get Domi multiple years opposed to just the one. Yeah, Barry's gone, so he signed. +2, I'm thinking with Kovalchuk's age, there's a good chance he starts to regress. I'd rather trade him now for something rather than just, losing him for nothing or even only getting like a 6th round pick. So next year, guys, I'm offering Kovalchuk to the St. Louis Blues for a 2nd round pick. Basically, I want to trade him to a Western team so he's not in the East, doesn't have to face us. Also, I want to try to be nice here, get him to a good team. There are a few rebuilders who want him, but I feel like that'd be kind of mean. Just wins the cup, 38 years old. Give him another chance at it. So we'll see what the Blues say. The value's pretty equal. And trade's accepted, so I think a 2nd round pick for Kovalchuk's pretty good value. And we just got a big trade over here from the Calgary Flames. Jared Handel, 4th and a 5th for Bodwin and a 1st, but rather keep those, prospects and picks as well. We actually need that salary cap still to sign Max Domi. And Detroit just made a pretty big trade. They get Jarmelson and Miller from Arizona for a 1st and a couple prospects, so they're trying to get competitive again, which I respect. And look at this. Chicago's trying to trade us Dougie Hamilton, who they just signed for free. You always get crap from like the AI when you make a trade of someone you just signed. They're trying to do it now with us. As well, they're giving us Andrew Shaw there for Bodwin, a 1st and a 2nd, but if I wanted Dougie Hamilton, I would have signed him over Pollock, so obviously declining. And look at this, guys. We're at the beginning of August right now. Arizona just offered Max Domi $8.5 million for 4 years. I was actually just thinking about making him an offer a few days ago. Could have got him for 1 year for like $6 million, but I figured I'll wait till like mid-end of August, try and get him down to like $5 million, maybe 4.5, or this happens, but it's not even that bad. Like 2 first-round picks, a 2nd and a 3rd from Arizona, who I don't think's really been that great. Now we actually have, I think, $7.5 million, so could clear up $1 million in cap space and just keep Domi at 8.5 for 4 years. But he's 85 overall, so until the playoffs, he was just a decent player, really nothing too crazy. I feel like it makes sense to take the picks. Like, that's a lot of picks. Could be lottery picks. We still have $7.5 million in cap space. We can use it next year because obviously we don't have it for this year. And I think like our team is going to be fine anyways. So I'm going to say take compensation. I think that's the right move. Domi, of course, Conn Smythe Trophy winner, but $8.5 million for 85, it just doesn't seem right. I want to show you guys just what he's looking like now. Arizona has Dustin Bufflin apparently. Ekman Larson's up to a 90. Geez, he was actually on the block. Thought about trading for him. So yeah, 85 overall still. Making 8.5. That just seems like way too much money. And yeah, what do you have? 63 points last year. Like, that's not too bad, but I feel like hopefully Arizona doesn't do too good. They're a hopeful team. So like there's a chance they won't. And we have 2 first-round picks this year as well as next year. We also have 2 seconds and 2 thirds. So if we're winning the Stanley Cup, our future's in a pretty good spot. And check this out, guys. I am so pissed right now. I feel like the first round of the 2021 draft was missing a couple real players. Brent Clark here. Barry Colt, supposed to go like top 5 real life. 18 years old, 55 overall, medium elite. Chicago took him in the 3rd round. I don't know how he dropped to the 3rd round. Like, the fact that he wasn't even near the 1st round, like his name wasn't just even coming up to me, I can't believe. I should have, like, looked through more. I can't believe our scouts didn't find him either, but that's on me. That's on the scouts. I should notice his name wasn't there. Found him. Seen his projection. Obviously, could have made that pick. We picked somebody else instead in the early 3rd round, I think. Yeah, before him, so I can't believe that. That would have been such a great pick. They got him and Luke Hughes, so good on Chicago. So I'm still looking for a center to replace Max Domi. I feel like we need one 2nd line or even 3rd line. Dano goes up to the 2nd. Robert Thomas here on St. Louis is a pretty solid center. Really good contract as well. $2 million for the next 2 years. Currently 22 years old, 84 overall. Only had 38 points last year, but he was probably playing 3rd line. If he plays 2nd line with some good wingers, I think he could really grow. I know in the Red Wings franchise mode, I think I saw him get up to like 87 or something, so he has that potential. Offer them the Brook defenseman here who they like. Hedekin's the enforcer guy. 2nd round pick, they're getting it back. And our 3rd rounder 2022. The value's on our side. If they don't say yes, I'm willing to give up a 1st round pick, honestly, to get Thomas because I think he's that good and on such a good contract. So see what the St. Louis Blues say. Trades rejected. Okay, so instead of a second and a third, I could give up our first, which hopefully will be like, 31st pick again. Keep the Arizona first, though. This time, like, the value, obviously, you have to give a lot more when the guy's on the block. Let's see what they say now. Trades rejected still. All right, so this is a pretty big offer. Brook first and 2/3 for Robert Thomas. Come on. Trade accepted. Let's go. Honestly, I think that's a great deal for us. As well, too, as you can see on the left, we still have like $7 million in cap space. We can use that at the deadline for agency next summer. I think it just gives us a lot of flexibility. So after that trade, guys, here's a look at our team going into next season. As you can see there, team status is contender. It actually was champion, but it dropped down. I think just losing Domi, even though we brought in Thomas as well. Price's rating went down again. So first line here is literally just the most skillful players on this team. Duran, Barcelkov, they'll get a +1. They all have like 90 plus deking, 90 plus speed, and like 90 plus shots. So I'm hoping just the three of them can absolutely go off. We'll see what happens. Second line, you got Suzuki, Thomas, Gallagher, Paline with Deneau and Tatar on the third line. So pretty solid and, kind of good mix of players there in the top 9. Hudon, Helm, and Lekin on the fourth line. Defensively there, we got Subban, Weber, Polak, Fowler as the top 4, which I think is really good. Especially Subban, Weber getting +3, so they're basically going to be playing like 92s. Kind of insane. Mete Juleson, good young pair, I think, for the bottom D. Goaltender there, like I was saying, Price is actually 85 now. I'm not sure why Brossoit was starting, but kind of sucks. I'm not sure why. Like, last season was pretty similar to the year before that. So I guess, actually it was a little bit better. 2.99 to 2.88. Also, too, playoff stats are pretty good. 0.92, 3 shutouts. He had like 7 shutouts in regular season. I don't know why he dropped so much, won a cup, but whatever. So hopefully this team can potentially compete for back-to-back Stanley Cups. Look at the AHL team as well. Signing all those guys definitely helps. Dalcall, Howard Patan's the first line. Yolen in there, medium top 6. I'm hoping he can grow. Same with Carlson, who's actually grown quite a bit. 21, 76 already. Medium top 9. Looks like he'll probably be an NHL player. You got Trevor Moore there. Evans, Hillis. Defensively, of course, first overall pick, Clark, playing the top pair. Can't wait to see how he does. Playing with Bodwin as well, so that top pair should be pretty sick. And then in net there, Primu's now 79 at 22, so pretty much worst case, he should be a backup. He's got 5 years left here, he got 4 years left to grow into a starter. I'm thinking he should get up to at least like a mid-80, especially if he plays well here. He's got that first overall pick playing defense in front of him, some good forwards, that's why I signed them. Better the HL team plays, better Primu grows, so hopefully that happens. But that's it, guys, for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, cannot believe we won the Stanley Cup, but hopefully I can win some more here for you in the next 8 years. If you guys did enjoy this one, leave that thumbs up, have subscribed yet, please do that. Thank you as always for watching. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.